Welcome. It's 8 o'clock on Thursday, April 25th. I'm Brian Tuck, the owner of Tuck Law Offices, with a quick legislative update about Pennsylvania House Bill 561, which my view is going to adversely affect the livelihoods of professional musicians and DJs. If you are in the musical community, please share this video, and we want as many people to participate in this discussion as we possibly can. We're going to wait a couple of minutes just to make sure that we've got a couple of people who wanted to be with us live today, or this evening rather. Okay, so let's get started. For those of you who may not be up to speed on this, we're going to let's just revisit where we've been. We'll look at the language of the statute quickly. We'll talk about the media coverage that has happened last week, and we will take a look going forward at what's going to happen. And finally, we'll talk about what you can do as a voter to make sure that your voice is heard in Harrisburg, and hopefully you can affect the outcome of this bill before it is signed into law by the governor. So where we have been is there was a bill that was proposed in the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. It is Bill 561, and you can find it on my website if you go to tucklaw.com/news. All of the materials that I'm about to discuss are posted there for you to check out. Now, what Bill 561 is an amendment to the PA Liquor Code. I know this sounds pretty boring, but please stick with me because it'll become obvious why this is important. Under the existing Pennsylvania liquor law, there are restrictions as to how people can work. So in other words, minors, people that are between the ages of 14 and 18 years old, are prohibited from working in certain capacities at establishments that have liquor licenses, hotels, bars, and restaurants. What Bill 561 does, and it's deceptively simple. It's actually only one sentence that is the change to the law, but it's a big one. What 561 says is that notwithstanding any provision of law to the contrary, a hotel, restaurant, or club licensee may permit a minor of any age to perform music. All right, so far so good. I'm all for young people working on their craft. So far so good, right? Here comes the problematic part. If the minor is not compensated and the minor is under the supervision of a parent or guardian. So there's three things. Minors are able to work as musicians in liquor licensee establishments. That's fine. We like that. And everybody I've talked to in the musician community likes this as well. But the liquor licensee, the hotel, bar, or restaurant, would be legally prohibited from paying those young people for their work. That's the problem. That's the objection that all the professional musicians and DJs that I've talked to about this issue, that's what everyone has a problem with. Because as everybody knows, whenever you introduce free labor into the workplace, into the marketplace rather, you're going to drive wages down for everyone else. Because liquor license establishments will have more options, because they will have a free labor option, that will drive down the performance fees that musicians and DJs can negotiate for themselves already, which are admittedly shockingly low. If anybody's out there doing this job, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's the language of the statute. It's one sentence, but it really can have a negative impact on your ability to earn your livelihood. And to my knowledge, it's the only place, if this is passed, this would be the only place in the Pennsylvania Code that prohibits an employer from paying a worker for labor, goods, or services that have been delivered. This is completely out of order, and it cannot stand. It cannot be allowed to be passed. Here's where we are. It is passed the House by a large majority. I believe 115 votes for to 12 votes against. We got coverage on this. Thank you to WFMZ Channel 69 in the Lehigh Valley, which covers actually most of eastern Pennsylvania. They ran a story on this on the evening news last week. There's a link to that on my page as well. And also thank you to the Pittsburgh Current, which is an alternative newspaper out in downtown Pittsburgh that understood this issue in 2 seconds. They knew why this was trouble, or is going to be trouble if it is passed. What is going to happen now procedurally is the bill is going to go over to the Pennsylvania Senate, and the Senate will consider the bill, hopefully change that provision, and then vote on it, and we can get some kind of reconciliation between the House and the Senate. But I want you all to know this apparently has been fast-tracked. There's been a lot of commentary on Twitter among professional musicians and DJs, and one of the sponsors of the bill. I'm not sure how it was able to get over to the Senate this quickly, but here's the news for tonight that you all should know. House Bill 561 is going to be discussed by the Pennsylvania Senate Law and Justice Committee on Monday, April 29th, in 2 business days. So I think this thing is being fast-tracked to avoid scrutiny, quite honestly. Here is your call to action, okay? This is what you can do right now to make your voice heard in Harrisburg. First thing you need to do is you need to find your legislator. You need to find out who your Pennsylvania state senator is. If you're watching this on Facebook, I'm going to post a link into the thread, which I'm going to do right now. And that will enable you to plug in your address, and it will tell you who your state senator is. From that point, you need to call that state senator and write them. If you want to call them, that certainly would be good. People do, legislators do respond to that kind of thing. I have drafted an email. It's a form. You can cut and paste this language into an email or a letter of your own, and then send that to your senator so that they know why this is problematic. The text of that is going to go into a lengthy comment. I hope you can see this on the thread. There you go. It's posted. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching the edited version of this on YouTube, the link to find your legislator and the text of the form email will be posted in the description of the video. So just open the description of the video up. You'll be able to access both of those items. And you have to act now, like literally tomorrow. Do something. Call your senator, send the email. I've tried to break this down so that it was super easy for anybody that is interested in being heard on this issue to be heard. And again, if we don't do something, this is going to sail right through the Senate, and we're going to be stuck with it, and it's going to be nearly impossible to get overturned. So that's all I have for tonight. Your call to action is find out who your senator is in Harrisburg, call them and email them tomorrow. Use the form that's in the thread on this Facebook post, And I hope that we can stop this thing before it is too late. That's all I have. Thank you very much for watching. If anybody has any questions about this, you can DM me through Facebook, or you can email me at Brian, BRYAN, at tucklaw.com, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can, but definitely within 24 hours. Thanks very much, everybody. Have a good evening, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.